Hello and welcome to another 4th level fighter first glimpse video. I just received this in the mail. This is the Borderland sourcebook for Traveler Mongoose 2nd edition version of the game. This retails for $49.99. If you purchase it from Mongoose, you do get the PDF for free. This covers the Borderland subsector. This is lying between the Imperium and the Aslan Hierate. The Borderland is a region of opportunity and danger. Pirates skulk among the outer planets, whilst bands of Ihate try their luck against underdeveloped worlds. The worlds of the Borderland hold many mysteries. Survivor populations hide among the ruins of lost colonies, and rumors speak of hidden bases and lost treasures waiting to be found. Some worlds are all but unexplored, with hidden dangers for those venturing beyond the dim lights of civilization. There are other forces at play in the Borderland. Shadowy corporations and ramshackle alliances vie for control of the space lanes, whilst the reclusive stakeholders of Tech World pursue their extreme lifestyles and personal agendas with equal vigor. This is a place to tread lightly and carry a big stick, where fame and glory lie just a heartbeat from disaster. This is the Borderland. So this is a useful source book providing the referee with a semi-isolated sandbox within which to set a campaign, not too big to get lost in and far enough away from other systems to keep a new campaign on track. This comes in at 256 pages. Let's take a look. And it is written by Martin J. Doherty. Here is a map. I know I've said it before. I'm not a huge fan of kind of the new look maps. I like the older ones better. I like these to have the UWP codes on them. But for what it's trying to show you, which is just the general area, I suppose that's just fine. So let's just kind of take a peek at this. We're just going to skim through. We may not see every page, but we'll see a majority of them. Here we are. So we're kind of in between the Trojan Reach, the Aslan Hierate. Here's Sindal up here, and the Borderland just down here. We've got, if you want to get more information on this area, there's some sources. The Dranaxian Companions, got a few in here, 3 of those. JTAS number 9, JTAS number 5, and then Reach Adventure 5, the Borderland Run, which is one that I really want to run, and so that's partly why I got this book. But I may, if I like this area, I may set a campaign in here. Get a little bit of info on the Third Imperium, the Aslan Hierate, and then here we've got the classic subsector maps here. And so this will give us kind of what we're after. So the region known as the Borderland consists of 2 clusters of star systems, one of which is entirely contained within the Borderland subsector. The other straddles the border of Borderland and Tobiah. Excellent. That's cool. So this kind of shows the J3 route, the J2 route, and the old route. Oh, look here. They used Bernie McBurnface for a star. Used by the IISS and other agencies. That's awesome. And who is in the region? The Aslan Hierate, Belters, Borderline Shipping, the Border Guard, the Borderland Alliance, the Florian League, GDCO, the Florian Aslan Trade Consortium. There's your logos of all the different organizations in and through here. Travel in the Borderland area. Running a campaign, and then we get into the actual areas. So the Wildman Cluster, group of 8 star systems, straddling the boundary between Borderland and Tobiah. I like how that is a nice zoomed in image of the map with your UWP codes and everything on there. That's some cool artwork. I really like that one. Oh, no, that's fantastic. Look at that. A system map. I would like to see more art like this for the source books. That's just a cool show 'em. You can show the players. I love the world maps like this. So already I am pleased with the direction that the art has gone. Like even just this, I love that little bit of extra art there. Agri Voyager Stellar Meadow. This is a 20,000 ton ship here. It's essentially a fuel tank and a set of drives. An agropod. Another cool stellar orbital map, I guess you could call it. Yeah, fantastic artwork in this. When I was a lad, this would be in the late 80s, is when about 86 is when I got into role playing, and around that time I had a chance to invest in some books. I was still quite young. I was 11 years old or so, and I remember going to the game store, which has been gone for 30 years, but the game store had Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, and it had like the Back Me box sets. The guy there tried to sell me on RuneQuest. I ended up buying the basic and expert box set. I wish I had bought RuneQuest back then, but I remember seeing Traveler as well. And then as I got a little older into high school, I remember seeing the little black books and always being interested in it, until one day I had a chance to flip through it and I said, hey, there's no art. Like I like the art to be evocative, and seeing that really kind of put a halt on my plans to buy Traveler. Also, I kind of proposed it to my gaming group, hey, do you guys want to do sci-fi? And the answer was no. And so I did not get into Traveler then, but I have been familiar with it and wanting to play it since then. And I really like the direction that Mongoose has taken it. But especially over the last few years, I like the design direction as far as artwork goes that Mongoose has undergone. Those little black books were great. They're very nostalgic. They're very simplistic, even though the game is not overly simplistic, but it's daunting because it is very, very plain. It's very vanilla when you look at the original products compared to what there is today. And I know that a lot of people love Classic Traveler, and I completely understand why. That's the OSR as far as fantasy games. We like what was good once, and sometimes we want to go back to those roots. But I do like where Mongoose has taken Traveler, and again, your Traveler may vary. Just absolutely excellent art. Really a step forward, I think. I think I've said enough about that, but I'm just in awe of how good this looks. I've just kind of been flipping pages. Hopefully you've been reading along. You don't need me to read it for you. Nice. This is cool. We kind of get like if it were a mercenary company or something, we get the organization here. So again, this is mostly just details about the different systems in the subsector, and it's seeds for a campaign or for a one-shot or whatever you might use it for. So you can pull in different organizations or people or factions. One thing I love about Traveler is that it is a toolbox. Particularly with the rules. I've been playing Traveler now for years, and I have never done space combat. It's just never come up. I'm sure I'll try it out at some point, but I have been able to enjoy Traveler without ever having engaged in space combat. Some people I know never engage in trading or passengers, or they don't want to do the tramp trader the campaign. They want to do, military, naval, or what have you, or exploration. And you get out of it what you want. You don't have to use all the rules. You don't have to use all of the lore. You don't have to use the Third Imperium at all. Do what you want. But by all means, pick and choose what you want to do. Make it your own universe. I think that's the whole point of this. And these are just tools that you can use. And if maybe your system of ergo is different from mine, great. That would be fantastic. Doesn't mean either of them are incorrect. Spoiler: this is a fantasy world. This is not based on reality. And some people, older gamers, which I am technically an older gamer, get really upset when you tip the sacred cows. And my goodness, it doesn't matter. Let's see what we've got here. Very cool. Excellent maps, excellent art. The Inurin system. And if you don't want to use these orbital maps or any of these things, just don't use them. Sweet robot there. I like that. I've been really pleased with the robot handbook. Took a stab at building a few robots, and it's a lot of fun. It's very much a mini game, just like building a character. Spurl whale harvesting. Whale harvesting is not a glamorous occupation. It is undertaken by driving remotely operated or manually piloted submersibles through a whale and filtering the organisms into holding tanks aboard the filter sub. Well, there's a whole adventure right there. A whale filtering. Or whale harvesting. Another robot. Looks like a barger. Nearing the end here. Gonna jump through some of these. Yeah, I doubt that they would go back and revise a lot of the older source books, behind the claw and things like that. But man, I would love this same art treatment in those. Not that the art in there is bad, but I like this direction for the art. And the quantity of the art is fantastic. Very rarely do we get, more than 2 facing pages that don't have art. And then I say that, and then of course there's 2 right there. But then we get back to some art. Bob, I like that. It's like when I'm asked to come up with an NPC name on the fly. Bob is pretty commonplace. Get an index of the maps and then a general index. Yeah, bravo, really well done. This is definitely a great source book. Even if you're not going to adventure in the Borderland, steal stuff for your own game. Fantastic. Thank you for watching. I hope that you have seen something here that has either piqued your interest or given you something to consider, or perhaps swayed you to want to purchase the Borderland, or convinced you that you don't need it. Either way, I hope this has been informative and enlightening, and we will see you soon.